Anyway, Britney Spears, in between tours, mentioned that she thinks he's in here inside this box of the black lines. Well, of course, that's a perfect search zone. That is where I was headed at first when I was still part of I still believed in the mcave theory. Okay, of course that's a perfect zone. But the problem is it's been worked over by multiple people and groups that have been up and down Skull Canyon. That's where I find my skulls. They've been up above, they've been all over the place, they've looked down below the cliffs in case he fell off a cliff. So it's not like I discount it. That's a prime area. Of course it is. Of course it is. But I now lean towards that perhaps we have been giving too much credit to him going vast distances to the north in this stuff, where he could have easily went up in here, encountered what Chuck did, and maybe just went back and spent the night at the cell phone mine until first light, and then worked down. It's not impossible, because he'd been up there several times, and he knew damn good and well that to go up to the saddle, drop down, and work down into this area, you're going into no man's land. Well, it's not like he didn't know it, was going to go for 20 miles out into the middle of no place, especially if he went up here and, went up a short distance and encountered the bushes, the boulders and everything. He could have well come back and spent the night at the cell phone mine. That could be why the cell phone was there, is that possibly he just said to hell with it. I'll just call it a day and lay down and get some sleep, work my way down and maybe explore these. Well, okay, there again, I don't know that. But this area for the mcave people, of course, that's still to this moment a prime area. However, it's not wooded. It's barren desert. Everything is totally out in the open. That you can see what's there. For instance, suppose he had a heart attack, and he's laying right here. Well, it's all out in the open. You can see everything. So I lean against it. I lean against it. I now think that we may have been giving too much credit to, well, this wonderful hiker that goes forever for 50 miles in a day, that even if he went up here, he would have seen nothing. He would have encountered nothing. It is not impossible that he spent the night at the cell phone mine. People often go to known landmarks like this to go ahead and catch some sleep or whatever. So I think it's possible that he could be in there, in these ravines. But I don't know that. Could he be over here? Well, of course he could. Of course he could. If he wanted to go over to what he knew were lesser mountain ridges and wander endlessly all over the place. The only way he would have done that was if, well, I'm going to kill myself, I don't want to be found. But scenarios like that, he'll never be found. I'm going to start thinking over the days about the theory of if the cell phone was lost on the way back, and see if I can think in my mind, any way can I disprove it? There's several things that go against it. If he did, okay, now suppose he was here in full phone contact, well, why didn't he call Sherry? Easy, because he wasn't at the end of his hike. He could have been contacting her constantly during his hike. So if the accident had not yet occurred, he would have no reason to be checking in with people going, I'm making it down. There would be no reason to do that if he wasn't yet injured. Okay, so the cell phone possibly gets left or lost, and then he works down and something occurs in here. That would match. That would match. It would match with the cell phone being here if he simply spaced it out, lost it, you know, whatever. It is not impossible that he is down here. But he could be anywhere. He could be here. He could went up here and went down this side. You know, I don't know that.